death of the superstar. That I'm gonna play. The death of the Hollywood superstar, man, which is real. The death of the Hollywood movie star is real, y'all. It is real, 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 real. So, um, I want to play. I want to preface it by playing this. Let me see if I can get this loaded up real quick. All right.
Chris Evans isn't a movie star. Captain America is a movie star. Is the A-list dead? Yes. Who are the top dogs now, especially actresses? No one. Like, I don't think there's an A-list. I think the A-list is dead. Late 90s, if Will Smith was in it, it was going to be a big hit. Arnold from 85 to 95 was going to be a big hit. Jim Carrey, he charged $20 million per movie because his name meant it was going to make $100 million. Will Ferrell could do it with comedies 20 years ago. He's a ice skater. He's a basketball player. He's a singer. He's a race car driver. That's just not the case anymore. Quentin Tarantino said it best where he said, Chris Evans isn't a movie star. Captain America is a movie star. When Chris Evans...
That is a bar. Chris Evans isn't a movie star. Captain America is a movie star.
You put him in a comic book movie and you'll sell a lot of tickets. But you put him in anything else, he's just a guy. It doesn't matter. Movie stars don't sell tickets anymore. All the conversation about Sydney Sweeney and look, Christie bombed. Was the issue that it starred Sydney Sweeney, or is the issue that it was a small budget movie about women's boxing with no marketing? Oh man, it looks like she can't carry a movie anymore. Like, well, no one can. The Rock can't open a movie with just his name anymore. They did a big marketing campaign for the Smashing Machine, film festivals, the whole tour, trailers playing all the time, all sorts of buzz and chatter. $6 million opening weekend. Emily Blunt was in the thing. 2 different A-listers. Well, what about Sinners? Well, Sinners was Ryan Coogler. And Ryan Coogler is one of a handful of directors that functions as a franchise in and of himself. He's made it into that category. Like, who's the actor that their name alone sells tickets? I don't know who that is anymore. It's so much of, did they pick the right role? Did they pick a movie people actually want? Scarlett Johansson is the biggest actress on the planet. Last July, she had a movie come out that cost $100 million. It was her with Channing Tatum. 2 movie stars. Its total box office gross was $42 million. Contrast that with this summer, she had a movie that made 20 times that amount. Because it was a franchise. She didn't sell tickets to Jurassic World. The dinosaurs did. Chris Evans isn't a movie star. Captain America is a movie star. Is the A-list dead?
What y'all think of that, man? What do y'all think of that? I think that's a wild one, right? Because the time that we're living in, it kind of really shows that, yeah, man, movie stars are over. And the new kings, the new hits are the franchise. And I think that's why the nostalgia, they keep going back to the well and reviving these old franchises, even though those old franchises had superstars, movie superstars in them. But we live in the days of the franchise work, not the movie star work. Right? Now, does it help to go and get a recognizable face? Yeah. But I guarantee if that movie is just good, if that franchise is big enough and you just throw me in it and I act, all I got to do is act decent, just do a decent job in acting, that franchise, that movie could possibly go on to make $1 billion because of the franchise, right? I also think we are living in different time frame when it comes to how much these movies make in the box office. That's another thing to kind of hit on. But yeah, the movie star, is dead. It's dead. Even the way we started this, we talking Rush Hour, Greenland. Those are franchises that we're talking about, right? Those are franchises. The bigger picture here is We are at the end of an era. The era of the movie star as a guaranteed insurance policy, that shit is over with, man. It's over. It is done. You know? Like in the video, you think about the 90s, the business model, it was simple. Pay Will Smith $20 million. You put his face on the poster, the movie makes $100 million opening. The plot didn't matter, he was the plot. Right? Plot didn't matter, he was the plot. He the guy. Today, that math is broke. That math is broken. And the reason why it's broken is because of the shift to IP. It's the shift to IP. Used to be you went to see the new Schwarzenegger flick, right? Got to go see the new Arnold movie back in the day. Now you go see the new Batman movie. If you put Chris Hemsworth in a Thor movie, it makes $700 million. You put him in Men in Black or you put him in Furiosa, what does it do? It struggles. Same guy who was just in Thor, who just did 700 mil, who was just scratching at $1 billion. But then you put him in Furiosa, Men in Black, and they don't even get their budget back. The character is the star now. The character is the star now. That actor, that person that they call up to play the character, he's just a rental. He is just a rental. This is why, and I don't think Marvel, it always goes back to them, right? This is why the recasting of a T'Challa made so much sense. Yes, Chadwick was huge. He's big. We love Chadwick. We don't want to throw no salt on his legacy or no disrespect. But guess what's bigger than Chadwick? Guess what's bigger than Chadwick? Black Panther, T'Challa, the character of. And that's no slight to Chad. That's just the way the movie business has progressed now. That's just the way it's progressed now. We got the death of the monoculture back in 1998. We all watched the same 3 channels back in the day, right? We all knew who Julia Roberts was. Now though, a YouTuber might have 50 million subs. A YouTuber. But your daddy, your mama, your auntie, your uncles, your granny, they ain't never heard of this dude, this YouTuber with 50 million subs. We live in these bubbles, man. We live in these bubbles where, like, you can't be a universal superstar when the universe is fragmented into 1,000 TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram algorithms. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You can't be a universal superstar when the game is as fragmented as it is. And I don't necessarily know if that's a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to Hollywood and the shit that they want to do. I think they kind of let this streaming thing get out of hand and they can't control it now. And now, instead of them being the puppet masters, they are now the puppets of streaming. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. Right? You can't put the genie back in this streaming genie. You cannot put it back in the bottle. Like I said earlier, the monoculture of just us having 3 channels. Matter of fact, I don't even want to say letting, Hollywood dictating the way things go, and having that control is gone now. Gone. Last week I'm watching Planet Fanatics and Chill and Marcus from Back of the Bus. You know, they was doing Pantheon. I'm watching them, and they brought up a good thing. They was talking about ads, children's ads, and toy sales, and why it don't work, why it does not work the way that it should work anymore. And this isn't just for toy sales and kids. When he said it, because I had been saying this for the longest, he kind of articulated it a bit better than I did. But when there's not a designated place to push an ad, because there's not a designated place to push an ad anymore. I don't know where you're going to be at. I don't know. So with those kids, they don't know where those kids is going to be at. It used to be back in the day, kids came home from school, they turned on the TV, turned it on to after school cartoons. I can push my ads for whatever that 2 to 3 hour block is. I can push ads. Saturday morning cartoons, I knew the kids is going to wake up, go get their bowl of cereal, turn that TV on to one of those 3 channels, or maybe even 4. I can push ads to that 4-hour block from 8 to 12, maybe even earlier. 8 to 12, I can push 4 in that 4-hour block. I can push ads. Can't do that no more. Now that's the same way with the movie star. I used to be, or not I, but as Hollywood, I'm speaking as Hollywood, used to be able to push you a superstar because it knew where you were going to be at. They can't do that no more because they don't know where you live at. They don't know where your tastes live anymore. It's hard to really pin down the taste of the audience now. This shit is roulette, really. It's really roulette right now. The loss of mystique, which I think is a big one. You know, the old Hollywood stars, mysterious. You didn't really know too much about them. You saw them when they came out, when it was time to promote a movie, or you heard about them during some kind of controversy or something like that. But other than that, you really didn't know too much about the Hollywood stars. You didn't really know. You saw them on Vanity Fair or whatever, you know, The Source or whatever. Jet Magazine, Ebony, whatever. On the big screen or the small screen, the silver screen. They felt bigger than life. Bigger than life. Now, I know what The Rock eats for breakfast. Well, know why? Because he posted on Instagram. This past year, last summer up until now, a lot of people were talking about how Kendrick Lamar, I'm gonna bring this back to Kendrick Lamar. He doesn't do enough. He shows up, does what he does, and then he goes away. That's what you should do. Because guess if you look at Kendrick Lamar, this just came out and killed it. GNX dropped the greatest diss song of all time, sold all these records, did his job, and yes, will fade away into the wind until you need him next time. Till he needs to show up and do his job again. I can market that because you don't know what has happened between Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and now you don't know. So there's some mystique in that. I can pull you in because now I have a story to tell about what happened from Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers up into GNX. Hey, I got in this beef with this dude. Y'all might know him named Drake. Talk a little bit about that. You can see superstars now apologizing for some tweet that they put out in their pajamas on Instagram. Now, I like knowing about superstars. I like knowing about my the actors and the people that I'm a fan of. I do. But I think knowing the ins and out of your life, day in and day out, I think is a detriment to your stardom. It's a detriment to your stardom. You can't be the mythical hero that you once was. And when I say you, I'm just talking, in general when it comes to these superstars. You can't do that when I see you on TikTok doing these dances in your kitchen, these dance routines. I hate to say it, relatability has killed stardom. Is that good? Is it bad? I don't know. But I know it's drastically changing the way Hollywood is operating. And I don't think they know or have yet to it has yet to catch up with them on how to pivot and how to move these things. We really kind of only have 3 left superstars when it comes to actors, right? Male actors. I do that. Tom Cruise. And you don't see him everywhere, but when he show up, he's going crazy. He risks his life for entertainment. He want to do all the stunts. He just, you know what I'm saying? Tom Cruise. Leonardo DiCaprio, probably, I would say. I want to put him and Will Smith together. So I would say 4. Leo and Will to me are kind of one and the same. But then, Will is kind of showcasing more, trying to get his image back. So you're seeing him on Instagram and TikTok a little bit more, but both pure prestige, great actors. And Denzel, because he's Denzel, as he says. We pronounce his name wrong. He's Denzel Jr. Denzel Washington Jr. Or I think that's what he said. Those are the last of the dying breed. Those are the last of a dying breed. Seem like if their name is attached to a film, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. And none of them have 100% batting averages. They don't have perfect batting averages, but for more than not, it will work for them. You know what I'm talking about? It will work for them. Meister Geek Media in the building. What up? What up? What up? What's good, man? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Talking about the death of the Hollywood superstar. So I got this question. I'm gonna talk to y'all, chat. My question for y'all: If Rush Hour 4 actually happens, no, let me back it up before I ask this question. Is it because is it about the ensemble now? You know what I'm saying? Is Hollywood now in the ensemble model? And that's why I was about to ask about Rush Hour 4. Are we in the ensemble model where studios have to get a gang of famous people into movies to make them work? Think of like Knives Out or Dune. Even though Dune is a franchise, but they had to throw everybody and their mama in it. They had to do that just to equal the power of one Harrison Ford movie from back in the day. One Harrison Ford movie from 1985 equals the same power of a Knives Out ensemble film for today. So the question is, if Rush Hour 4 actually happens, Are you buying a ticket for Jackie Chan or Chris? Or both? Or are you buying the ticket because it's rush hour? Hmm? Who are you buying the ticket for? The IP or the actor? The IP or the actor? Because I think that's really the question. That's really the question. Are we now buying? You know what I'm saying? Is it the IP? Is it the franchise, or is it the actors involved in the franchise? Because it seems like Hollywood is that's what they're doing. They're shifting to IP, the intellectual property. You know what I'm saying? They're shifting to it. Because now, to me, it's more about the event. You're hearing Marvel trying to, we got to make spectacle. That's why Marvel's Doomsday. That's why they throwing. You heard me go on my rant. What was that Monday? They just want to throw everybody in it. Let's go get Agents of Shield. Let's go get Cloak and Dagger. Let's go get your mama, my mama. Let's throw them all in it. We gotta. Hey, it's got to be big. It's got to be huge. Let's get Chris Evans, Robert Downey back. Scarlett Johansson, can she show up? They got to get because the threshold is now higher. The bar to cross is to the roof now. To the roof. In the past, people would just go to the movies just to see a movie on a Friday night. Right? I remember I used to just go to it didn't matter what was in the movie. I would go if it was new, I'd go and try to watch it. And I think another thing is affordability. It wasn't as expensive back then or I can just go see a matinee for $5, $2 Tuesday or something like that. Y'all need to bring that back, movie theaters, just to let you know. You know, and when I went, if I saw somebody who was famous on the poster, an actor that I liked, I said, okay, I'm gonna go check out this new John Travolta movie. I remember it was one John Travolta movie, horrible film, but I went to see it because it was John Travolta. He had just killed it in Face Off, so I went to go see it. You know what I'm saying? Horrible movie, horrible movie. But I went because of superstar recognition, actor recognition. Now we just going for events. It's got to be an event. We going to the movies for an event, a massive visual spectacle, as they say. Avatar, Dune, Endgame, or it's got to be a cultural moment, right? Cultural moment. Black Panther was a cultural moment. The first one. Barbie movie, I think, was a cultural moment. Oppenheimer, put them two together, cultural moments. A standard drama or comedy. I don't even know if they still exist anymore, but starring like a famous actor is now something that people will just willing to wait. I wait for it to come to streaming, right? The rom com. They keep saying it's dead. It ain't dead. It just lives on in streaming, lives on in Netflix or Hulu or wherever it goes to. That's where it lives on. We got a super. What up, Mike? Meister Geek Media. Let me get into the super. He says I'll watch it, but it won't be the same. He's talking about Rush Hour 4. He gave me 35 ZA. What is it? What is a ZAR? I don't know. Let me. I gotta check because I don't want to disrespect what you're giving me. Um. Oh, so okay. South African. The South African rand. Okay. Appreciate the 35 ZAR, man. Appreciate it. What I got something for you. Let me give you this. Uh, give you this. Let's rock. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. It's always welcome. Always welcome. Yeah, man. It won't be the same, but I'm like I said, I'm intrigued to watch it. I'm intrigued to watch it. I am intrigued to watch it. Really, really more. You know what I'm saying? Intrigued to watch it, but you know, now, like I said, now it's just these events, and we have these last superstars. Somebody even said it's about the directors. Now I think Buck said that. Buck said that's that kind of star power goes to the directors now, which is true. Which is true. The directors now have that power, but the director is now in charge of the franchise, right? Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, they're the draw. You put their name on it. Hell, now we see Ryan Coogler. What's my man? Well, I can't think of his name. Jordan Peele, right? Put them. That's why they try to put those names on it now, because it seemed like the director is now a bigger draw than the actor itself in the film. A Christopher Nolan film, you put that in front of it. That's the draw. That's the star power now. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. But I do know that we are now moving towards this ensemble model, like I said earlier. And I know that one star can't guarantee a hit. I know that studios now try to pack these movies with 4 to 5 stars. That way I can accumulate fan bases from all of the stars that I put into the film. And you can go look you can go look up stuff like that. You can go look it up. Remember back in the day, Fall Guy? Fall Guy. I'm talking about back in the day. What was that? 2024, I want to say. 2025, 2024. That movie, and it wasn't a bad movie. It had everything that would guarantee a hit, especially back in the 90s. If this was the 90s, Fall Guy would guarantee a hit. It was fun. It was well reviewed. It was an action comedy starring two big stars, likable people. Ryan Gosling. He fresh off of Barbie, too. Ryan Gosling. Emily Blunt. She fresh off of Oppenheimer. You put them together, you should have a winning movie, right? Should. Didn't work. I think that budget 130, 150, something like that. Box office 180. What was the result of that movie? Financial flop. Financial flop. Even with two A-listers at the peak of their popularity, at the peak of their powers. Great reviews. That movie got an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. The audiences didn't feel the need to see it in theaters. They waited for streaming. Those two stars alone were not strong enough to create an event to get them to the movies. If Hollywood was smart, if they were smart, they would see that. And because that's been my question for the longest. Why do y'all not see that streaming is doing more damage for y'all franchises and for y'all movies than it is doing good? You can get me twice, right? You can get me twice. You can make me come to the movies, and then I would have to wait. Because back in the day, that's really what it was. Back in the days when you went to the movies, you didn't know if you were going to be able to see that movie again. You didn't know when it was going to show up to Blockbuster to rent, and you damn sure didn't know when it was going to show up on HBO or Cinemax or whatever, so you can watch it or pay-per-view. You didn't know when it was going to show up. Hollywood, studios, Warner Brothers, Disney, Paramount, Universal. Look at me, man. Look at me. Figure out how to get a movie in the theaters, let it live and breathe and suck up oxygen in the theaters for as long as possible. And then when you pull it, don't announce no streaming date. Sit on it. Sit on it. I'm telling you right now, events. You want to make it work? Make the event being that you don't know when it's going to show up. So when it does show up, you can make a brand new event. Once that becomes the model, I guarantee you it will work. What's up, Pam? Pam just said it. Scarcity. Scarcity. Make it works. Because now you are creating FOMO. You're creating FOMO. I appreciate the sub, Meister Geek Media. Appreciate the sub, man. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate it. But it creates FOMO. Let's talk about franchises, right? Talk about franchises. And I'm going to stick to 2024. Because that's what I got the data for. I'm going to stick to 2024. We had no movie stars on the poster for Inside Out 2. No movie stars on the poster. Lead actors or voice actors, Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith. Smaller names, relatively smaller names. I honestly, I couldn't tell you who they were. If I saw them, I can point to them, like I know her from somewhere, but I couldn't tell you their names right off the rip. I could. So they're relatively smaller names, smaller stars. Amy Poehler and Phyllis Smith. The star was the brand itself. The star, I want y'all to hear me. The star was the brand itself. Let's talk about the stars in the movie. You had joy, anxiety, and sadness. Pixar characters. Animated characters were the stars of the movie. The budget, $200 million. Box office, $1.6 billion. The result, a massive hit. Massive hit. Now, why was it a massive hit? Because it was an event. It was an event. Families and fans of that first movie felt they had to be part of the cultural conversation. They felt that they was going to miss something if they didn't go see this movie. FOMO, fear of missing out. The IP itself did the heavy lifting. that Tom Cruise or Will Smith used to do. Simple. The IP is the new celebrity. Think about it. Think about why Marvel does that role at the beginning, let you know it's a Marvel film. Marvel, Pixar, Mario, Barbie. That's what's putting butts in seats right now. Well, not necessarily Marvel, but I keep them on there. That's what's putting butts in seats. Reliable, recognizable. It ain't the face no more. It's not the face no more. It's not The Rock. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sylvester Stallone. Vin Diesel. Will Smith. It's the IP. So yeah, y'all let me know, man. Is the death of the movie star real or not? Talk to me. Let me know in the comments down below. If you're watching this on replay, comment. I will comment back. I interact with all of my members, all of the house gang. Once you subscribe, you part of the gang now. You house gang, and I'm gonna talk to you. You know what I'm saying? We could chop it up. We could chop it up. So yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments down below, man. Let me know in the comments down.